welcome back to another exciting day of Overwatch. Today we have the University of Hartford versus West Virginia University Blue. Looks like it's going to be quite the banger match on our hands today.
Yeah, we definitely should see a lot closer of a competition today between these two teams. I'm very excited to see UHart try and continue up this mountain during their NACE Star League season. But I'm super glad to be here. I'm Peter Quinn, and this is Adam Culver bringing you back another UHart Esports Overwatch specific game for NACE Star League. I'm really, really excited to cast it.
Looks like it's going to be a banger. From what I've heard, we're going to be rolling out on Lijiang for our first map. We're going to have the normal squad let me sort this out. Normal squad for UHart Esports. Oh my god, this is so complicated.
Yeah. And while you do that, I'll read out the roster. We have Trueblade 16 going to be coming in on the tank, and we have Cranky and Orimoru going to be playing the DPS, and then of course Revan and Blackout in our back line, just protecting everybody, making sure everyone is supported well enough to play it out today. And they seem excited. Got an opportunity to talk to them ahead of time. A little bit of high hostilities from a TrueBald 16, kind of defending his non-bald state. However, I've seen the hairline, buddy. You're only 18.
Hairlines catch up on you.
Yeah, they catch up real quick.
I'm gonna keep my hair where it is right now. No hairline being exposed. And
I don't see anybody bald here. No, don't show him. Don't show him. But we are going to be heading into Lijiang. We're going to be heading into Lijiang here. And then also for WVU, West Virginia University, this is going to be their blue team. They do have two teams. They're going to be having Mantatsi, Street Tracer. Oh, Street Racer. Wow, I can't believe I got rolled by that.
Street
Smith
Tracer.
Cut 3, Haas Delgato, love that name. And then Pumpkin Boy, also love that name.
Pumpkin Boy is kind of goated, not going to lie.
Yeah, that's a great name. We very rarely get to, as of recent, mostly because I've been forgetting, actually go over the true name game, which is the real way to test a victory. However, this is easily going to go to University of Hartford, largely because Mantatsi kind of comes off in a similar fashion as to like adding a number inside of somebody's name, as well as Swiss Cut 3, which kind of balances out between Trueblade 15 and Blackout. But
yeah.
Pre-game ritual. We're going to be heading into an actual game here as we open up on Lijiang Night Market. Very much in the daytime.
Looking at nearly a mirror match here. The primary difference... Oh, that's going to be a free kill on Pumpkin Boy right off the rip with a great knife by Trueblade 16. As I was saying, the core differential between these two compositions is going to be this Reinhardt. Other than that, it's a straight mirror matchup.
Absolutely. We see the aggression here from the JQ, the ability to just get that axe cooldown back so much faster right after getting the double axe swing, and Trueblade 16 as well as Cranky are able to clean up that fight. And I do think that the JQ right now is a little bit stronger. Obviously, we did have a patch earlier today. I don't think a lot changed, however. And I definitely, especially with my scrim team, we definitely prefer playing this JQ comp as opposed to the Reinhardt. But not on this map. It's very interesting to see it working as well as it is so far, as UHart is going to be going up against another attack phase, as they're defending on this point against an aggressive Reinhardt who's not taking much space, just biding his time outside.
Nice axe swing, nearly finds Pumpkin Boy yet again. Street Tracer brought super low as well, but Orimoru is going to be the first one to fall in this fight, as Trueblade hindered yet again by this Cassidy for West Virginia. And oh, Trueblade just gets thrown off the map. Does he get the pull? No, not quite. And West Virginia is going to take this fight as they finally start to tick up the percentage.
And the main difference we're also seeing here is definitely in the DPS line. Even though Bastion has the capability to do long range, it's as accurate, nor is it as consistent as something like a Soldier and a Cassidy. And they just had the opportunity to sit off point. University of Hartford didn't want to give up that point presence.
This is going to be a free shatter. Oh!
Yeah, this is going to be very dangerous. Oh, but the double fire strike, one through window, brings Trueblade 16 incredibly low. Very, very perilous, but yeah, University of Hartford not able to make a lot of decisions here. Free shatter. The JQ ult connects on the Baptiste. A huge kill for Trueblade 16, but Street Racer is able to find Cranky with a well-timed headshot. Trueblade 16 trying to find another pick in the backline. The Lucio incredibly low. This could lead to a huge fight win as Orimoru finds the Lucio. Trueblade 16 with an incredible jagged axe. Just pulls him in, hit him with the melee. Finishes him off with the tick damage. Misses the second axe or jagged blade, but that is also a dead Reinhardt as Orimoru in the turret form just erases him from existence. And University of Hartford, equal pointage right now on the point, but a better position as they are holding it. They have the sim as well. They need to be very conscientious, however, about the difference in DPS lineups here.
The DPS difference between these two teams it's going to be hard to deal with if Hartford is leaving themselves exposed. The Cassidy and Soldier is going to be putting out a lot of ranged pressure that, like, if you're peeking them for an extended period, it's going to be very problematic.
Absolutely, so they got to stay out of the middle of the point here. Ooh, Frankie takes a lot of damage, but JQ going in very hard as True Blade 16 tries to kill off this Cassidy. At the very least, he's not looking at it, but that's a great Jagged Axe Blade combo. Axe doing the final tick damage to finish him off. And they only have the Soldier here, pushed all the way out of point. And this is a great look from University of Hartford, adapting to the situation, knowing that they need to push up and not just take damage in the neutral fight. They're doing a fantastic job of that, but that's a shatter. Taken out immediately. Revan using the window there to finish off the right heart with a well-timed headshot. University of Hartford looking very good as the Cassidy might be the only one able to touch. Two more outside. Soldier goes in, gets hit by the Jagged. True Blade 16 going off with a 3K to finish off Night Market. That's University of Hartford going up 1-0 on Lijiang up against WVU. And that was a great round indeed from Smith Cut 3. Very, very clean from the University of Hartford, but a lot of back and forth, right? I'm very, very excited to see how this higher elo team goes up against the University of Hartford, but so far, University of Hartford up one round on this Lijiang.
I was pretty happy to see how the University of Hartford responded to the compositional change that West Virginia made. You know, sometimes teams do struggle against just raw hit scan pressure of like Street Racer and Smith Cut 3, but unfortunately, with the way Hartford played, keeping natural cover and just taking fast fights with the Bastion, they were able to, you know, play very well.
Absolutely, we do see some switches over here from the University of Hartford as they go over to the Zarya. Could be very good for this type of point, but they definitely want to play a little bit slower than their previous JQ rush comp. As we do see a bubble coming out onto that Bastion as they try and find some damage chunking down the Reinhardt. Gets kind of low. Another bubble used onto that Bastion. And that's going to be the main game plan you see here. Either the Bastion or the Mei if possible, but no bubbles were available to be able to save them there as Orimuro does go down to the Symmetra on the side of WVU. Reinhardt incredibly low, but the University of Hartford respecting this fight, just opting to back out. And yeah, this is going to be the game plan. Zarya bubbles a Bastion, turret forms in, does as much damage as possible. However, this comp from Reinhardt, especially with their position right now, could be, you know, the foil to this plan overall.
The core thing that the Hartford really needs to do is just coordinate their Mei walls with a Bastion turret. And that was, you know, it was a little aggressive from Mantazi, but at the end of the day, it may be enough.
Look at like a Blackout going out with 3 kills already. Assassinated the backline, finished off the Symmetra as well, and we just have a Mei sitting on point just trying to bide their time to build up a little bit more. True Blade 16 able to finish them off. I do in fact think that was a very aggressive shatter. Only 35% on the board for WVU and UHart back in control with a good slower comp to kind of dictate the pace a little bit more here.
Now, a couple ultimates online, specifically the windows from both parties, Revan and Has Delgado, both gonna be able to really swing the fight with good time windows, and both get popped at the same time. And Orimuro gets taken out by a window fire strike. That was nearly a one-shot.
Yeah, Orimuro incredibly low inside of this Icicle. Gonna hop out, get bubbled immediately by True Blade 16. But Orimuro's already found 2 inside of this fight. Could be incredibly large as the Bastion comes down on the side of University of Hartford.
Building up his blizzard himself. He's gonna have this blizzard. I don't know if he's gonna look to use it or not. He may not need to, in fact. Just a good wall onto the Rhine. Oh, but he gets... Oh, wait. No, never mind.
Incredibly fat ultimate of True Blade 16 following up with a grab, able to get the Lucio stuck inside of it to finish off that kill right there. Oh wow, the University of Hartford looking incredibly good as True Blade 16 finds another onto the Mei as well, and now they're in prime position as well. They have space to give and make sure that this 55 tick could go all the way up to 70-80% even in a lost fight scenario. Even though they're kind of down ult, never mind, they're actually still have the ult advantage here. University of Hartford looking incredibly good.
Orimuro's gonna be the key here. He's just gonna look for this Mei wall, and that's just hopefully a free fight win.
Oh, but a Mei wall also from the side of WVU kind of trades, and that equals out with the University of Hartford being in slightly bad positions. Orimuro's stuck in an island on Uganda, but gets the bubble from True Blade 16. That might be everything to get him out.
He's what just happened?
Low, but he's still living. The beat comes out.
Did they get a single kill with that blizzard or not?
I don't think so. The University of Hartford and WVU not getting a single kill. Pumpkin Boy, however, able to kill Cranky on the flank through White Room. Incredibly good, but the lamp is already used on the side of WVU. University of Hartford finds a huge pick on a Pumpkin Boy, though. Playing rather aggressive. Tree Tracer finds his contemporary, however, on the side. Oh my god, as True Blade 16 is able to kill himself, but he got the block on the Shatter. That, yeah, I'd love to see the block, but at the end of the day,
oh! Close.
As close as you possibly can be, but the University of Hartford baiting out a lot of ultimates there, still in a very good position as we're at 50% for WVU's control over the second point of Lijiang. University of Hartford already at 99, so they're at one fight territory to be able to win this and flip it over for the easy dub.
Ultimates online. Cranky does have the Bastion, as well as nearly a great wall, nearly a grab for Trueblade, and Window does come out from Revan. Orimaru also close to an ult of his own, and there are no defensive options for West Virginia.
Ooh, the defensive option has to be an offensive option, as the offensive option gets deleted immediately. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, that May ult forces the soldier forward with an inside of visor. A great wall from the WVU May, but it doesn't matter as the grab comes in with the combo, and that combo is just beautiful as Cranky's able to find 3 with his artillery strike. That's 99% and a cap. Soldier might be able to touch, but it seems like a very fraught effort as the University of Hartford takes Lijiang. And that was very well played from the University of Hartford. A very clean 2-0, but a lot of pushback from WVU. Definitely a lot of opportunities as we see a prevalence towards Ryan going into these later maps. With their map pick, that could be incredibly useful for them as they find
what a massive grab.
Yeah, very, very sizable grab. Great follow-up from True Blade 16. Just the University of Hartford playing better and better by the week.
Now, let's talk about that map. Like, how do you think West Virginia needs to, improve if they want to make this a more competitive series? Like, what were some of those core mistakes that you think they were making?
Honestly, I think that it comes down to my personal preferences, especially when it comes to tank, and we do see a map pick here of King's Row. My main thing would have been swapping off of the Reinhardt. It's not that I think the Reinhardt necessarily is a bad character, however, I do think that the person playing it today is playing him rather coquettishly, playing him very softly, and instead of playing hard and aggressive, trying to get into that backline and just pound right through them, they were putting up shield, they were playing intelligently like Hottie would. However, this is not a situation where you need to be doing 4K stuff in a 3.5 lobby, I think that they don't need to be as soft with their barrier usage, and they can just put it down, let it hang, and just try and rush into the backline. However, we were also seeing not a lot of support from their Reinhardt's backline, so WVU might not have the range from their backline to support an aggressive Rein playstyle like that. However, we're going to King's Row. This is where Reinhardts were born. This is where they are thrown into the crucible and truly learn what it means to brawl, especially if you were back there in the age of goats. This is the map. This is Scrim's Row, ladies and gentlemen. So expect some good things here from WVU, especially if they're not only choosing it, but going in within 30 seconds of the last map ending. I think that they are ready, and they are here for some elite level poundage.
I think one additional comment, looking at their composition, from what they ran during, Control Center, I believe they were running May Soldier. One of the biggest, just differences between May Soldier to the Bastion Soldier is just the Bastion May that Hartford was running. It's just the raw tank pressure. Bastion and May,
undeniable.
Bastion and May both just bully tanks. And if you can erase the tank at the start of a round, I mean, that's just a free fight win over and over again.
Absolutely, but we also see the same tank difference that we saw on Lijiang for the entirety of it, which is going to be the difference between the JQ and the Reinhardt here. Orimaru gets picked off with a slow rotation. A fast rotation, however, for the JQ as they get into the backline rather quickly. 3 in the backline. Blackout trying to make it as well. Might catch a fire strike in the back. Well, it doesn't matter, as they do actually get over, and they have 4 in the backline here. The University of Hartford playing well to try and get a good angle here, but what is Orimaru going to do? They're kind of stuck on an island.
And Orimaru falls again. I'm glad that Hartford just went for the kill. Now at this point, they've traded. They're even 4 versus 4. They just need to be playing together.
And they're doing that incredibly well as we're watching the helm, we're watching the backline here support the helm of the ship, which is going to be that JQ rush. An incredible two-man axes so far. The soldier managed to come back. Faster spawns when you're all the way this deep, but Smith cut 3 is getting Smith cut 3 times, actually 2 already, as he guys first again, and Orimuru coming back, able to find the Bastion in the back, right where his head is exposed. This is University of Hartford having great control of the point right now. Oh, and a bounce grenade kill?
We take those. We take those.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the WVU gonna respect it and just take it into Streets phase. Not even try and recontest here on the first point. However, I think I have to mention something that's maybe potentially important. We're 100% in quick play right now, right?
Oh my lord!
On Lijiang, we were in quick play as well. Hate to have mentioned that, especially in this sort of situation, but this could be a problem. Probably want to call for a pause, especially if we have some people standing still right now. Decision would absolutely have to be made by WVU, but they're not the ones calling it. Oh, okay, they pull us out instead of going to pause to discuss. Very interesting. Yeah, that was quick play the entire time.
Lovely.
Not that it changes much. However, something really important to note is that the patch did add a new buff for everybody in quick play as opposed to competitive. Quick play now has a system of 5-second grouping. If people die within 5 seconds on defense and attack, they group their spawns together, making people who die early spawn a little bit later, and people who die later in those 5 seconds spawn a little bit closer, so that group ups are a lot easier inside a spawn. So it was actually very necessary for us to point that out. I apologize for us actually losing this this King's Row opportunity to just kind of continue rolling, but could have been a major issue. Also, I forget that it's also escort, so we would have ended almost immediately.
I was gonna say I think the bigger problem here is that there would not have been a switching sides phase.
Yeah, which would have been 100% way more important, but we are back onto the competitive schema, and information has been given. Maybe WVU is able to use the information given so far to be able to correct their mistakes on that defensive phase, but University of Hartford playing incredibly confident and made a lot of mistakes as well that they can correct on with a new opportunity to re-attack King's Row. So who knows?
I'm curious to see if either team is going to make any compositional switches, and it looks like they may be. I'm a little surprised by that, but then again, they have this experience. They've seen what Hartford's throwing at them. Why not make this change? I think gets a little bit of a question mark to me, knowing that they already played it.
Yeah, and especially these compositional changes that WVU is attempting to change. I'm not liking it. I love Akiri Anna. I love that as a backline. However, when you're playing on a map like this where Rush is really, really good and you have any sort of speed from the other team, Blackout is going to be able to make that distance close really, really easy, and Anna's going to have to play in Uganda, having to play so far away, especially with the Symmetric Teleporter strats, where they're going to check high ground. They're going to prevent them from trying to make that progress on high ground. But University of Hartford
just kill this queen.
Run them over. Yeah, and Mantazi playing incredibly aggressive here. A good ante, forcing the University of Hartford not to just go and int onto that JQ. But any decision here from the University of Hartford's a great decision. As they teleport onto the high ground,
oh, that
and
was
assassinate
beautifully
Street
done.
Racer. That was exactly what we were looking for.
They were not prepared. And that Ana right below them is equally susceptible to get run over, but they're biding their time, waiting for some cooldown switch. They TP straight onto another soldier. Oh, this is looking so clean. Oh, Orimuru does fall, but... And now, looks like True Blade's running over this Kiriko, but Kiriko able to TP away. Just getting out of dodge while they still can.
They're chunking so much damage inside of this other JQ. Mantazi incredibly low, having to use a shout as well. University of Hartford in pretty good position, but you do see the difference here. Once they swap off that tank and they make these compositional changes, they're looking much stronger on the defense here, but we see some ults coming out. A nano on the side of JQ for WVU, but also we have the same exact flex support of Revan using the window as well, and Mantazi's able to find a huge Jagged Blade there, finishing off 2. The University of Hartford, actually, never mind, Cricky managed to find a kill. 2 ticks up. Revan's still on point. Mantazi going into Uganda, but it doesn't matter. University of Hartford does in fact lose the fight. University of Hartford having to regroup here as WVU is able to hold off this first attack phase again. And
I think where Hartford went wrong was just their target focus. you could see from True Blade 16's perspective was it was so heavily put onto okay, we just have a DC.
Ooh, incredibly tough. As we're calling for pauses right now, True Blade 16 somehow getting out of the game. We'll try and figure out exactly what's happening, but
Pause.
no pause coming in. Okay, never mind. They found the button, or at the very least, they hit escape and they were able to find the pause. This is a fascinating but rather scuffed experience, but you can only get that at twitch.tv/uhardesports. So shouts out. Thank you guys so much for everybody in chat who are watching, such as Huzzah for Biscuits, Super Hoopla, as well as XX Raven Goral. As this could definitely go the side of University of Hartford, but we're seeing a little bit of goofage overall, as Dusty, our manager, definitely knows a bit of. But this is definitely more scuffed than the average experience.
Skull emojis in chat.
Skull emojis in chat, as there's a good healthy amount of banter between these two teams.
What?
I love to make sure that everybody's having fun.
What?
That's not true. That's not true.
That what?
Okay.
What? Mr.
Now let's.
Mr.
Let's
Can we call him out?
Chat
Doesn't know. All right. Everyone apparently apparently Blackout Mr. Lucio, Black by default on Twitch, or no, Blackout TV, he changed it. Yeah. Has decided to go to the bathroom mid map.
That is crazy. Definitely a boisterous
Dusty
decision.
calling for an L captain in chat. I encourage Twitch chat to join them.
Also hit some L captains, because it's a bit absurd. I mean, listen, both of us have played for the University of Hartford previously. We've both been captains for the team. Have you ever taken a pause opportunity during a DC to go to the bathroom?
In a match? In a match?
Mid-match.
Match. No.
Yeah.
In scrims? Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. Bro, I've walked outside during the middle of a scrim. we're waiting for the other team. I just need to get some fresh air. I'm going outside. You can call me if you need me for that scrim. But this, definitely unprecedented, but that's what you get here for the University of Hartford, is some unprecedented gamers. Doing some unprecedented things. We do get an R call, and the 5 seconds start to tick right back down. And we're going to get right back into this fight. It's going to be brutal for True Blade 16 having to reselect. No stats. But also, excuse me, also losing out on the opportunity for the ultimate. Ultimate charge back, reset to 0. Very, very tough. As definitely ultimate advantage has gone the way of WVU. And the University of Hartford looking to play maybe a little bit faster, not taking the long 2 teleporter play, opting to just go into middle and then teleport straight onto point or right above point. Dragons do come out, however. Revan's stuck inside of that Street Racer, able to find one with those dragons. However, University of Hartford...
Are they going to C9? They C9!
They just capped.
Oh, well. As
Blade
long
16,
as...
1
Oh my
HP,
god, True Blade.
None of this matters.
They fell over. They fell over, but they got the objective.
Yeah, peeking around the corner, incredibly low JQ. True Blade 16 able to dodge some of those shots, but waiting for a heal from their backline, who's still respawning. But at point was capped. I don't know. This is definitely an aggressive hold, slightly, especially as we start to see, as we have X-ray mode on as spectators.
I'm a big fan of this rotation. I think they're gonna want somebody to push the payload. I think they should be pushing payload right now, like Lucio should be. I don't know what they're waiting for. Because even if they win this fight and kill 5, they're not getting any benefit out of this. The whole point of taking fights
just goes on.
The whole point of taking fights is to gain objective control, and they're not getting any objective control out of this.
Absolutely, they seem to be playing the team as opposed to playing the objective that will actually win them the game at the end, and they are also losing this fight, and that's brutal to see from the University of Hartford. As Lucio does go back to spawn and touches point, getting a little bit of progress here, but University of Hartford potentially just needing a mental reset, as they are definitely playing a little odd, especially after 2 major mistakes being made by both teams, scrim code wise, or sorry, quick play mode wise, as well as a DC from True Blade 16.
Now, I would, if I were just like in the comms right now, helping them figure things out, I would make the call to get a Mei. I think having a Mei in your team right now would just drastically improve the ease of this lobby. Because a couple things Mei can do over a sim. First of all, May has more easy, consistent range pressure. Sim has very short value with the projectile of her secondary and her primary being such short range. Also, the May wall. May wall, especially them not having a Lucio, it makes isolating their Junker Queen significantly easier and potentially just free kills over and over again. The only way to save their Junker Queen is with like a Kiriko Suzu. Maywall cuts off that Suzu. It forces a TP or just a super aggressive play. And
Absolutely,
now,
as the University of Hartford very close to being able to cap, however, they are down a player. Cranky coming all the way back from spawn. And Orimaru incredibly low. Revan's able to heal him up, but Revan himself is also very low. A lot of ult invested from the University of Hartford here. Oh, as Orimaru also goes down before Cranky's able to get back. It's definitely a perilous situation to be in. However, that's an incredibly low JQ, and yeah, University of Hartford's JQ deep in their backline. Montazi going down, Triple 16 still wreaking havoc as we do cap the point. University of Hartford still doing a good job. They really do need to just return back to the fundamentals and play the objective instead of playing the enemy team. And I think that's really what's going to lead them to success here. Smithcut does find a pick. The point has been capped. Free progress could be made. That's a low JQ.
the patience and discipline to try and not use your shout is felt a little greedy, but at the end of the day, you know, it happens. We live, we love, and we lie. As we see Revan nearing a window here. Probably going to pop it on the corner, I expect. Potentially just saving the ult, in fact, as Cranky has a very well-placed Symmetra wall to help the team take a lot of forward space. Ultimates, though, both teams, Window and Visor being popped from West Virginia, simply countered by Blackout Sound Barrier, and both Window and Artillery are being used from Hartford as a Nano Rampage goes into the backline for Manzani, and he takes out 2, looking to make it 3 as True Blade gets woken up, hits by all of Mentazi. All of his cooldowns.
Burned.
Two kills coming back from the side of Cranky, though, and this is maybe recontestable if they go quickly.
Yeah, especially where the card is right now, it's rather equal as to which team could actually like recontest first or second. But we also see a TP play coming here from Cranky, trying to just take some high ground presence away from them. Just adding an extra angle, especially in the neutral fight. This could be incredibly large. Street Racer already taking out the Immortality, though. That is a very valuable ultimate, or sorry, a very valuable ability that almost feels like an ultimate. Taken out very early, and that's a huge ante as well. University of Hartford's definitely stumbling here. Arimura, however, able to equalize it, taking out Smithcut. Still a low Bastion, though. University of Hartford, ooh, a high noon. Are they able to disengage? Is the JQ going to be able to get out of sight lines? Oh, but they kill him beforehand. That's a great Jagged Blade for True Blade 16. We were seconds away from seeing a full high noon onto him. Blackout, however, very deep, gets taken out by Haas Delgado. Smithcut 3, back on this soldier, able to provide a lot of damage, but Tazi just can't deal with the amount of pressure that University of Hartford's putting out on him. Bastion ult coming in, slept by the Ana.
I don't know if you noticed, a small detail. I loved the patience Orimaru had with his artillery strike. He timed it out, spaced them, and it forced a lot of just free control, and he actually ended up hitting Mentazi with the artillery to get the kill.
Yeah, and this is overtime, but University of Hartford very close to capping here. Mr. Blade 16 is able to find 2 in the last seconds.
Crazy.
Got it going down. And yeah, this is the University of Hartford coming back alive, honestly. They started off rather scuffed, but they're back.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself as they started to get petered out on the third point attack around that corner. I was starting to expect just a 2-point attack and not getting that full third objective capture. But True Blade came alive. Orimaru found a couple kills on the Bastion, as well as Cranky with the Symmetra teleporter, helping his team push all the way into their spawn room, just trying to force extra staggers and delay any attempt of a clean re-engagement from West Virginia University.
Absolutely, and I hope that University of Hartford stays on this flow right here, mostly because as a caster, at some point I gotta decide who has player of the match. Regardless of which team it is on, we have to choose one from the University of Hartford, and as of right now, everybody is playing rather equally skilled. I'm still looking for that 1-star player to take a step up, And it doesn't seem like it's True Blade 16 right now, as they're doing a fantastic job on the JQ. But for defense here, we're going to see a little bit of a switch up. We're going to see him going over to the Zarya. And that's a slower paced character, but I think it works really well against a character like JQ, being able to cleanse so many of their abilities, not only their ultimate, but their bleed, all the things that they rely on to be able to do a daily day basic functioning. And if there were an Ana, also cleansing that would be very good. However, what they don't know is that the West Virginia University swaps back over to the Baptiste here.
Couple notable compositional differences. They're running the Sojourn now. It seems Smithcut seems to be a bit of a soldier main, with a little more flexibility in the rest of his roster. Curious to see how the Sojourn plays into the University of Hartford's lineup.
Orimaru just bullying Montazi, forces the teleport from the Kiriko, who's also now in. But this JQ is by themselves.
What a great
Where are you
Maywall.
going, brother?
Oh, Smithcut finds a kill though. Kiriko TPs to their own death. I hope they don't C9 the objective too much. And Blackout gets there just before the objective tick gets donated over to West Virginia, and they managed to hold with 0% gained. Very
that's
well
a hand into the hand into the collection box from Blackout there, just taking his money back, saying nope, no free handouts, and absolutely just zoning it right back. As Montazi, honestly, just the copy Pokemon, I believe it's Ditto, just going back over to the Zarya here. I believe, was that right with that Ditto call?
Yeah, did it? Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, I'm so in there. But the University of Hartford setting the flow here with Zarya, and Montazi just copying. But I don't know if they necessarily understand the compositional flow that they're going for. Mostly it's the Bastion turret forms that they're bubbling, but who do you bubble on the side of West Virginia University?
I think
potentially the Snowdern.
There are really two options, right? Either Revan goes for the window but just falls over. Cranky looking to get some value with it, but he finds two, almost finds three at the last second. That was kind of crazy.
Oh, but a window on the side of WVU coming in later in the fight. This could be incredibly large as Pumpkin Boy has taken down Cranky. Hostile Gato able to take Orimoru as well. And this is just a Lucio and a Zarya alive. They're biding their time, trying to see if they can put up a presence. But Pumpkin Boy just gets assassinated. True Blade 16 just walking in with his left click. And this is incredible. The lamp comes out from Revan. University of Hartford still looking to be able to only give maybe 2 ticks as a huge grab comes online, and a crazy artillery strike takes out 3, and Cranky able to finish off the 4K. That is University of Hartford right there, just absolutely clicking. The communication that must have gone on to be able to coordinate that was beautiful. University of Hartford prevent 2 ticks from going over to the West Virginia University.
That was so well done. It started off by Trueblade and Blackout. They were the last 2 alive. Trueblade recognized if he could get over to the safety of Hotel, he could have a position where he could survive. And as long as he survived long enough, Cranky would be able to follow up with the ultimate. And they got the combo, and a great Maywall by Orimaru here. Now, just 2 free kills and comboed with his ultimate.
Absolutely. The University of Hartford really playing really well in form right here. Gets that Icicle early at low HP, but has a lamp to be able to get made into Hotel, into safe position. We see the Bastion swap as well for Street Racer. Once again, copying the flow, bar for bar, word for word. Soldier Boy would be pissed. Ooh, but Smithcut comes in with the Hacksaw, doing a lot of damage with that Kiri Rush as well. Suzu used as well, and that's going to be a grab. It's a lot of ult to the side of WVU, but that is going to be a point secured as 1 tick goes over, 2 ticks, and that's going to be 3 ticks. Her first point of Kings Row going over to WVU, but University of Hartford looking in great form as we head into Street Phase.
A Kitsune Rush and a Graviton Surge are just... It's 2 of the strongest ultimates in the game. Stack them on top of each other, your whole team's shooting twice as fast, and the entire enemy is locked in one place. There's really not much Hartford can do.
Yeah, and it was intelligent of them to try and prevent using ultimates there. We do use a beat on the side of Blackout. However, still very, very good. Oh, as University of Hartford comes back to this, True Blade 16 once again getting 2 free picks. Finds a 3rd as well. And that's going to be them cutting off low. Yeah, University of Hartford taking no prisoners, just walking all the way into spawn here. And that's great pressure from the University of Hartford to just retake point, keep it in a location that could be very easily utilized for defense. And that's going to be in this archway. Be very, very large for the University of Hartford. And once again, Triple H 16 just chilling at 90 energy on this Zarya. Absolutely able to just bring in the extra amount of DPS that comes with it.
He's gonna have a grab on mine too. It's coming up as long as he finds a couple more right clicks or left clicks. The kills are
Might not
coming
be
through,
needed.
and as you say, it's definitely not needed. They're erasing all of the health bars from West Virginia right now. Oh,
Oh,
nearly
would have
gets the
loved to see
snipe.
that hit. Yeah, in your
Oh,
dreams, Truebald 16. One day you'll hit those nasty right clicks.
still narrowly surviving this pumpkin boy is. Smithcut actually opts to. Nope, I take that back. They are sticking with the soldier.
I didn't even see what they swapped over for a couple seconds. Just a moment of doubt, hesitation on the side of WVU's DPS as a Bastion ult comes out. Well timed, brings down very low HP, but they don't follow up on that. But Smithcut able to find Cranky, a grab on the side of University of Hartford, not finding a lot of success, but they're still grouped up in a location.
That's a fat blizzard.
Huge, absolutely ginormous blizzard. He slips for a second longer than he probably should have, but that
These
is going to be a
headshots.
clean fight once again.
Or I would love to see how many critical hits Orimaru is hitting, or like what his critical hit percentage is, because he's been dinking so many people this whole map long.
Absolutely, he hits dingers like he is playing baseball right now, but instead he's in King's Row, a land that is, you know, untouched by baseball's light.
Look at that
And we're
headshot.
still at Archway.
This is clean mid gameplay. I love mid gameplay. I'm not biased or anything. I coincidentally just, play Mei every once in a while.
It's a coincidence, honestly. I see no correlation between you praising Mei gameplay and the amount that you play Mei. But we see a really crazy rotation here for WWE.
Oh,
trying to get
great
it
Mei wall by
great wall from
Orimaru.
Orimaru. Orimaru's on fire right now. The Bastion artillery strike coming out as well, chunking down Montazi, but Orimaru was able to finish him off. Triple 16 doing quite a lot of damage to Pumpkin Boy and finishing him off. Street Racer accidentally falls down, and that is honestly, it was a very soft push. The WVU did not fully commit to that engagement. Zarya went in, and then and then Street Racer. It was very, very staccato. It wasn't just a clean harmony that you would love to see from an engagement of that caliber, but a lot of ults and a swap here from Montazi as we head into overtime onto the Reinhardt that they have opted not to play this entire time. Seems like they're struggling
Another
as
Blizzard online.
comes in.
Look
And
at
it's
that.
goated.
That was what, 4?
Yeah.
Four-person
that was
Blizzard?
Four, yeah. 4 people stuck in that Blizzard, and that's going to be University of Hartford easily taking King's Row. Even through all the scuffed nature, they managed to cap 3 points, even in OT. Does not matter as they bring it into OT and Street Phase, and not even far into Street Phase. We're talking first corner of Street Phase wasn't even
This
able
was
to be
this
overcame.
recontesting Bastion Zarya combo, and oh, that was cleanly executed.
That was heckin' beautiful. As we do see a 5-minute bio called for the University of Hartford, as is their right to be able to take 5 minutes in between games. Hopefully they're able to just like reconnect with themselves. Maybe some of them can go to the bathroom and just, get it out of their system before the match starts, perhaps. Would be a great idea before King's Row, but University of Hartford looking good as they are 2-0 up against West Virginia University Blue. It's looking very solid for them right now.
I am curious if we're seeing a Watchpoint Gibraltar map pick, because I'm not sure if it's in the map pool.
Ooh, yeah, and absolutely do double check that. This has definitely been a little bit of a scuffed lobby hosting situation so far. So if we're able to get clarification on that, that would be great. However, Watchpoint Gibraltar would be very, very interesting from this team. WVU does not look like they have been playing. Oh, yeah, also we would be playing Flashpoint, I guess.
That makes more sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will be probably heading to Survasa as it is the map selected right now. We're in 5-minute bio for the University of Hartford. It's looking really, really good for them so far. And I think that if this is the best look that we're getting from WVU, I think University might be able to take this in 3. University of Hartford looking very, very good on the rush compared to the brawl that they have been running. And the fact that they have been playing as slow as they have from the side of WVU hasn't been looking the best from them. And specifically, University of Hartford has been looking so good. Their speed, their pace, their combination of ultimates, it has just been really, really good. And overall, I just got to shout out Orimaru halfway through this. That May play, especially on King's Row, was beautiful.
Yeah, I definitely need to say that I feel like the University of Hartford has found their best success and best coordinated play when they're opting into the May. Just the coordinated, just simplicity of May makes some of these team fights so much simpler for Hartford to execute on, because all you need to do is hit a Mei wall and then follow it. If you can execute on a Mei wall, you'll just find success. The way I'm wording it makes it sound simple, but Hartford is just doing it beautifully. And so many times, West Virginia University has been getting caught off by these Mei walls, and anytime you're stranded on the other side of a wall, you're simply going to fall over. It's how it goes and it's how it works. It's how the wheel spins.
Absolutely, and beyond that, Orimu were also finding crazy amounts of success inside of the neutral game. I mean, those headshots were beautiful. Playing around that archway was absolutely incredible, and they were able to just finish off fights because of their superior aim, as well as their decision making, which leads to those incredibly good walls. This is a very goated May play overall from the University of Hartford that we might not see a lot of on Survasa, however.
Yeah.
What is the expectation, especially as the coach of University of Hartford? What have we been playing when it comes to Survasa, especially most flashpoints, but specifically Survasa?
I would probably be expecting them to pull out a Genji Sojourn, perhaps, with the Junker Queen. I think that's what they tend to run on these more open type maps. Although I wouldn't be surprised, if they just recognize the success that they've been having with this Mei Bastion, if they just keep running and sticking with what works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's no issue with that. If it's working, keep running it. If West Virginia can't find a solution, there's no need to throw something else at them.
Absolutely, especially like you just said, West Virginia University is playing interesting. I think that there are definitely a couple of downsides to the way, especially to the depth of roster. We're not seeing a lot of coordinated play outside of their DPS, from their DPS, and it's making it incredibly tough, especially when we have like a soldier OTP on a team like this. They have to play around that. They have to start playing comps that actually allow that soldier to find success. And it seems like they continue to run this rush comp. They seem to be copying the tank flow of the University of Hartford. And I mean, trust me, Trueblade 16 is an inspiring tank, but you can do better. It's brutal for me to say, as much as I love Jack Pepin. You can do better, but you have to find your flow. And that's going to be really important for Montazi and the rest of this WVU squad, is finding their flow going forward could be paramount to their future success in all of Overwatch, not even just in NACE Star League. But that has to start right now, especially as we are one map away from the University of Hartford taking this series against West Virginia University Blue. It's perilous. They're down to final options here. I would love to see some adaptation, make it a closer fight, but University of Hartford is also looking really well and great in form right now.
Mm-hmm. One other player I would love to give some comment to is Cranky. On the side of Hartford, during the attack, he was running the Symmetra, who is typically an overshadowed character by the Zarya, by the JQ, whatever the tank is, by the Bastion. Sometimes even a Baptiste overshadows the Symmetra, but Jason, Mr. Cranky, was really bringing a lot of utility to his team with the Symmetra plays, with the aggressive wall engages, and there were multiple fights that were just cleanly won off of clever Symmetra teleporters. If you remember, during their first point attack, they started off with just a teleport straight onto a Hanzo, instantly fell over, and then a few seconds later they waited for the teleporter to come back, and then they teleported again right on top of the soldier, instantly off rip, 2 kills, just based off of clean Symmetra play. And then on the Bastion during the second half, as we saw, that grab Bastion artillery combo, perfectly executed. And plenty of other combos with the turret from Cranky during their defense led to just a lot of great success. Now, as we are heading into our next round, seeing a drastically different composition coming out from both parties. Hartford, as predicted, is running the JQ Sombra Sojourn and Genji. And on the other hand, West Virginia is switching it up. They've got a Orisa in the mix with a Hanzo coming out from Street Racer. And Revan falls over.
That's the flow that you want to look at. Orisa with the soldier works incredibly well to distract the front line and then have the soldier be able to take wider angles as long as they're able to actually do it. And Montazi's also able to deal more easily on this Orisa with Trueblade 16. When you're on the JQ, you can just get easily bullied over and over again, forced into corners, prevented from actually making any progress towards points or taking any sport face. as we see a switch from True Blade 16, knowing that compositional difference between those two heroes goes right over to the Zarya. And nothing else really needs to be changed on the side of University of Hartford, but that's a great change from the from West Virginia University Blue going into this Survasa map. That's great from them.
And this is one of those things that Hartford has just picked up of during scrims is, you know, figuring what tanks Trueblade likes to play versus different matchups. If he's put up, if he rolls out on the Junker Queen and he runs into an Orisa, he just recognizes he does not like that matchup, so he's not afraid to switch it up and just go Zarya. And that's a great part about their composition is Zarya and JQ both function very well with the damage and support lines that they're working with.
Absolutely, and the University of Hartford looking much cleaner when the Zarya gets swapped over to because of the fact that they can play at the similar pace of an Orisa. This is not rush, this is not fast-paced dive, this is going to be a slower brawl, almost a sustained comp, almost spam truly, but the University of Hartford managing to find their flow inside of it incredibly well. As they're able to take over a point, but we're at 90% for WVU. Great point presence from the University of Hartford. WVU seems to be coming in at a very odd angle, but they're only one fight away from winning and or losing. So
I actually really like this approach from West Virginia. They recognize they have the window advantage coming in, and they have a massive just long-range pressure advantage over Hartford's roster with the Hanzo, with the soldiers. So they pop that Baptiste window. And Orimaru actually coming in, trying to spin this fight around, but he's just getting... Soldier just played ring around the Rosie, and there was nothing Orimaru could do. He finds absolutely nothing with the Dragon Blade. He opts to get this health back. Cranky pulls out the overclock. Hits 2 body shots, takes out the Baptiste. Nearly finds the soldier as well. Oh,
Oh, inside of a dragon, but he gets the beat from Blackout. Leroy, the synergy, it's going crazy. He shake, Cranky is bake, as they still have presence over here. Ori Rooks manages to come back and get 2? Squeeze me? Oh, but the overtime lasted so long that the second anybody got off point, it goes the way of WVU, taking the first point of Survasa, but that's going to be a best of 5 scenario. So, University of Hartford having 3 other opportunities to be able to bring this back, and they're still looking very clean. It seems like small mistakes kind of just piled up there, leading to the loss of that first point. But the University of Hartford making their way over to this next point, and should be able to get there first potentially, but met exactly the same time by the Orisa on the side of WVU.
And my genuine expectation is I think that I think Hartford is going to just naturally find that first objective the most difficult to play into. First of all, they weren't running the tank they wanted to be playing off rip. And then on top of that, you know, just the geometry of that map is very open, and it just lends itself to the composition that West Virginia was playing. Now we do see a grab come out from Trueblade, and that was just a clean team wipe as Street Racer switches off of the Hanzo to the Cassidy. And Hartford already up to 35% here.
Yeah, Hartford coming in on the right tank for this point, and not even just for this point, in general, starting off on the right tank for this point, has been very solid for them as they're able to hold some space, build up some charge for the Zarya, just really slowly give away this space as they build them, or bring them in to the most effective kill zone for University of Hartford, especially their comp, as Cranky's able to take care of a flanker, and a blade coming out from Orimaru, but they're able to, they get killed almost immediately. They're cut incredibly low. But they don't even need a process advantage. We're at 80% right now for the University of Hartford.
One of the many things a lot of Genjis in this meta seem to struggle with is just shaking and bacon. Is this a pig? Cause I'm seeing bacon.
shaking bacon, shaking bacon. He's shaking and he's putting in a bacon, as it's not even a point from WVU. West Virginia University not even putting up a lot of effort there. That's going to be 100-0 for the second point here. University of Hartford, like I keep on saying it, this is informed play. They're doing incredible. They have a 99 rated card.
Something I really wanted to point out during that last defense by Hartford was just the angles they were taking. You could see Trueblade and Orimaru holding in the front with their supports, as Cranky on the Sojourn was just on that off angle, putting out ridiculous pressure into the Orisa.
Speaking of ridiculous pressure from the Orisa, Orimoru taken down by a great not a Jagged Blade, but a Javelin from the Orisa, as the Orisa also whips out the ultimate, opting to shoot it fast before they were able to get out, and that's going to be a beat on the side of University of Hartford, and Revan just taking the head off him. Street Racer going down to the side of his ultimate. Not a lot of success we've seen from the high noon on the side of the Cassidy for WVU. That's going to be great point presence, and the ultimate coming up from Sith Cut 3. But that's 3 ultimates used on the side of WVU, only 1 used on the side of Hartford. And I think that that's definitely a positive.
And a drastic difference between this point win by West Virginia and the point win for the University of Hartford just before is that Hartford was capping the objective during that entire first fight. So while they were finishing the fight, they were at the same position where Hartford is currently sitting at starting the fight, going in. Just a raw objective bonus.
Absolutely, as we see Cranky able to find a huge headshot onto Haas Delgado, and that's a last ultimate used on the side of WVU. They're sitting very low as a grab comes out as well from True Blade 16, able to do so much damage through it as Orimu just getting in there, slashing, dashing, headshotting as well, and Montazi goes down, and this should be a point flip over to the side of University of Hartford, but they have to be very careful. At 80%, 76% exactly, for WVU, that is almost a one-fight scenario, especially if that fight is clean. But the University of Hartford looking at a better ult bank, as well as the fact that we're seeing an odd swap, very odd swap here from Montazi as they head over to the Winston.
I'm curious how, like, what the thought process behind this is. It might largely just be for just isolating and killing the Genji or the Sojourn. I expect the Orisa was finding a lot of difficulty. Oh, he finds the kill, but Montazi on the Winston swap does take him out rather early.
Yeah, that's a great kill from Moriamaru, but that is an ultimate used and not a lot of progress made with it necessarily, as we're also going to see a very, very good high ground rotation from WVU, but Street Racer did not get the text message, wasn't in the group chat, and finds himself isolated, easily killed by the backline of University of Hartford. And this monkey has been perma-low. I don't think they've had armor since they've come out of spawn. Oh, and True Blade 16, really fine tracking as well, as they're able to finish off House Nagato. Very, very well played from the University of Hartford. And they're at 90%. This is last fight situation. Street Racer on the Street Tracer, trying to get in, but has to recall before they're even able to touch, and that's going to be the second point going over to the University of Hartford. Up 1 point now on Flashpoint, heading into their final one to be able to close out the series.
And now, I gotta call out, Montazi switched over to the Winston and was just receiving way too much pressure to do anything, as Haz Delgado was on the Lucio. And now they both switch back. They're back on the Orisa, back on the Baptiste, as that little bit of panic is now just largely hindered their ultimate economy.
Absolutely. Very, very tough on the side of University of Hartford. They're going to push back. However, Orimaru able to find a crazy reflect on the Helix Rocket onto Pumpkin Boy. Hope that's not a glitch. That would be sick if that's what happened.
It may have been through a Baptiste window too, which is
getting the double damage.
Wild. And I love the aggression coming out from the Lucio with the Genji. Not just a solo aggression, but teammates coming with him, finding that extra like 10-second stagger onto the Baptiste is truly massive.
Especially in Flashpoint, where 1 point, 1% of a point does not actually equal 1 second. It's going to be much quicker, and 100% is actually going to be 70%. So I'm not going to try and do the math right now, but 10 seconds of staggering is infinitely more valuable. Because I decided not to do the math, so I chose the infinity number. Ooh, but Orimoru going down early as Montazi's able to find him. And a rush onto point here. Smith Cut with the hacksaw. A great ultimate combo from them. Cranky's still able to find Smith Cut, but that is going to be WVU able to easily flip over the point to their side. Early pick onto Orimoru, as well as a great ult combination from WVU Blue. Definitely takes it and secures it for them. But ult economy is on the side of University of Hartford.
3 ults expended by West Virginia to win that fight, while nothing was spent by Hartford. But they do still have a potential powerful combo, with Montazi having the Terra Surge and Haz Delgado with the Baptiste Amplification Matrix. True Blade, though, has, and there's the combo we were just talking about. True Blade lives it. Oh, Haz Delgado brought to 1 HP by Cranky. And, oh, Blackout brought to 1 HP. Not going to fall over, though. Still holding on to the Graviton, holding on to the Dragon Blade, and Cranky nearly going to get taken out. Everyone still staying alive by the University of Hartford, and True Blade goes for the craft, hits the backline. Both supports fall over. Orimuro and Cranky both popping their ultimates as well. A little bit of overinvestment from Hartford, as it may not matter though. They're approaching 80%, already up to 85, and there may not be any recontest. As we see Mentazi switching over to the Wrecking Ball, Lucio the only one having a chance at all. He's going to be
But that
pressured out.
stagger, him not going in immediately there does in fact lead to the loss, or at the very least the lack of being able to touch, as WVU goes down in a 0-3 series to the University of Hartford, very easily cleaning up and just doing a fantastic job. And yeah, this is like, this play of the game you're going to see, Smith cut 3, this is the hacksaw, this was their ultimate combo, but it required so much from them. They need so much to invest inside of this soldier to be able to capitalize off him, and the University of Hartford bided their time, played the ultimate economy, and did a fantastic job to clean up this series and make it a clean 3-0 for the University of Hartford.
And that was quite the match. Again, I wanna just point out Cranky on that Sojourn during that whole round. That whole map was just so much pressure being put onto Mentazi on the tank. They just could not. They couldn't play the game. They simply could not play the game.
Absolutely, and we got to decide now. I think it's tough. The University of Hartford played incredibly well. A lot of them were playing in form, and it makes it a situation in which the University of Hartford, as a team, really deserves a play of the match here. But if I personally had to choose somebody, I think it would have to go the way of Jack Pepin on Trueblade 16. I think that the JQ looked clean. I think the Zarya swaps were well timed, well understood, and they managed to play inside of that comp incredibly well. And they were doing tricks on it when it came to the Zarya. The tracking was clean, the right clicks were clean. I think it's got to go over to him, and I have to imagine that a lot of those combination of ults were also headed by Trueblade 16. So my personal player of the match today is going to be Trueblade 16. And what do you think of the player of the match for this match against WVU?
I have to agree. Trueblade 16 played really phenomenally. It's hard to pick any individual. As we obviously know, this is a very team-oriented game of Overwatch. We've got the tank holding that frontline pressure, but so much utility also coming out from the supports and from the damage heroes that we've saw during this match. A little bit of May, a little bit of Sim having that utility to help push the team. Taking all of these angles, like Cranky on that Sojourn, just pumping out ridiculous numbers during that round of Survasa. And Revan too, Revan and Blackout on the support, just keeping the team alive, sustaining through everything. Great Baptiste windows, plenty of well-timed sound barriers from Blackout. Although I think, I'm not sure about player of the match, but play of the match has to be Blackout going to the bathroom in the middle of the game.
Absolutely, that has to be play of the match. I mean, it just gives you an extra amount of time to just rethink, collect your thoughts. I mean, some of the best thinking I do is on that porcelain throne, man. So Blackout able to come back from that opportunity that he took and really grew from it. Really did a fantastic job with it. Sorry, I did deafen halfway through that, so I want to make sure, is Trueblade 16 going to be our interviewee potentially for player of the match?
I think it may be Mr. Cranky.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I just want to make sure that I ask the chat. So 90-second delay, so everybody, you get to see the message in chat first. But yeah, that is going to be Cranky receiving the interview call from us in a couple seconds. So they're going to be dragged in so that they can inform us a little bit about the background. Obviously, as humble casters, we don't have the opportunity to hear comms or the internal mechanics of the team. We do have the coach here, the other caster being Eric Culver. But they're not there during the match, and they're not able to coach them live. So University of Hartford, we're going to get to hear the breakdown, all the juicy hot goss from the inside, especially relating to all of the conundrums that happened on Kings Row. So we have Derek here, the manager, Dusty, for University of Hartford, but I assume they are going to be handing over the mic and or camera, perhaps?
Perchance?
Perchance?
To him.
Could we,
To him.
Yeah, Jason?
To him. No.
Oh, wow. For me?
For me? Oh my god.
Ooh, and the clean drip.
Howdy, guys.
Howdy, fella.
Oh,
How's
hey.
it going?
Baby's first interview. Oh my god. Finally, the day's happened. Oh, hey, take my bag. Fuck. I'm VIP in this bitch. Anyway.
Can't say those words.
Oh, I can't swear in the Oh. That's not a swear though. That's not a swear though. Anyway.
That's gonna be just a small fine, couple $1,000, but we'll move on.
Keep it in the VOD.
Can we
Oh,
not curse?
we probably have cursed plenty of times, but
I've said some heinous stuff on this cast, but one thing that I'll never say is heinous is praising the incredible ability of Cranky, especially on the Sojourn when it came to Survasa. And I definitely want to jump into a lot of the, mind state of how you were feeling and how you were performing so well specifically on Survasa, but we got to talk about the legendary play of the match that happened. Why did Leroy go to the bathroom in the middle of a pause? What happened?
Oh no. He just had to go. He ran like he ran.
he's
Like
like, be right back.
I'm like looking at the pause screen. I just see my peripheral vision. Like I'm like, yo, this dude's booking it. Like Olympic record, bro. Like I was
Legend goes that he actually unplugged True Blade 16's computer from the outlet to ensure a pause would happen.
yeah, he tripped on it. He tripped on the plug.
I have sources in my ear telling me that is actually somewhat confirmed.
Yeah, I had to craft the wire myself to make sure his PC was up and running again. I did that mid-match.
We
That's
have it
impressive.
here, folks. This is fact. If the interviewee says it, we take it as law. Simple
It is
as
fact.
that.
It is in fact not
Is it-
cap.
This is lore. This is just lore.
It's all lore.
Absolutely. But to get a little bit more of a serious question out of that, how did you feel when at the beginning of King's Row, a notice was made about the quick play factor? You guys had to pause for that. Then you also had to pause for True Blade 16 coming out as well, randomly. What were your thought process going through there, especially after taking such a clean Lijiang and then having to stagger afterward?
Yeah, we were like I think we were so solid. And that's to the fact that we didn't even notice it was not in top settings. Because I was so upset when we got the point and that TP, like the reverse Uno card TP, happened. And then I heard, oh, that means nothing. We have to run it back. And I was like, damn. But at the end of the day, we tried the same thing, sort of, and it worked out. So
It
There
worked
were-
beautifully. I thought it was incredible play and headed up by you, especially because you were playing on the Symmetra there.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
A
coordinated.
couple I have it. It's just it was so beautifully executed in my mind when you guys went up that right side and then you teleported straight on top of a Hanzo and he just fell over. And then like 10 seconds later, you guys teleport right on top of a soldier, and he just fell over again. Like
yeah,
plays like that are just so satisfying to watch as a viewer. Just clean execution by the team, and I mean the enemy simply was executed. I would love to hear what were the comms like during your defense, when the enemy team was nearly about to cap, and then the Grav Bastion ult combo comes out. Talk to us about that. Walk us through it.
which one? The one where I was coming back from spawn?
Yeah.
So we thought the fight was over and they got point, and I said, Jack, send it. He just popped it, and I was walking and I was holding W and spamming Q because I was at 97 of my ult the entire time, and it just worked out. That is the entire comms. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
You
Like,
sent it at 97?
yeah, I was spamming Q that entire time. Like,
This is
How do you guys win?
so
I
beautiful.
don't know.
It's so beautiful.
I was just spamming it. Like, it's the only two keys I was pressing was W and Q.
It's the only two keys I guess you need, really.
Yeah,
But
as a
I'm
Bastion,
upset
yes.
about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, every once in a while, you press like shift and go.
We gotta take a gamble, so I mean.
And it
Yeah.
paid out. It really did.
It really did. It
You
really
hit the
did.
jackpot with that one, really. But absolutely. So I definitely want to jump into Survasa here, and we have a question from chat, which is kind of the same question that I have. The Sojourn looked really, really clean on Survasa, and somebody asked from chat, what helps you make some of the offensive picks that you make? I'm assuming that's talking about the early fight picks, some of those clean pickups, but also on that first point, where you were shaking and baking when it came to popping that ultimate towards the end of that point. Even though you lost it, what leads you to make those decisions? What do you think helps out when it comes to getting those early picks mid-fight, beginning of fight, especially when we got to the second and third point? You were the core reason as to why WVU wasn't even able to touch the point on second. So what goes through your brain when you're looking for those offensive picks and those offensive opportunities as a DPS?
I mean, half of it's just luck. I'm just gonna say it. Like, honestly, I don't even know. There was like half of those kills that I got. I was like, damn, I actually hit that. But like, I don't know. I always try to go for like an off angle. Like, I know in the comms, like we had like the four of them would like typically go as a group, and they'd try to like, they'd be like the main like attention, and it really worked out because I'd be like, all right, I'm going left, or like I'm rotating left, and then they're kind of all open because that entire team pretty much was just really, really like all together. So I felt like that Arissa, like once you use both abilities, they were kind of all over the place. And from there, you kind of just like take the hits. So, what the hell?
You just clean it up from there. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but-
I think that was definitely evident in the way that you played.
Yeah, it's pretty much just take it off angle, charge that rail off that Arissa because it's so free, and then you just go from there and hope. When it comes to like overclock, I don't know. If I think it's worth, it's worth it. Honestly.
It's just all
Might have not been
intuition at this
overall
point.
worth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
Put
of
yourself in a position for success and hit the buttons until you win.
pretty much. Yeah.
If you click heads, they're gonna fall over, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that. Click their head more times than they click yours.
Oh no, like that first point, the first point overclock, I kind of regretted because like I thought it was actually winnable. I wasn't paying attention to what was behind me, which is on me. So I thought it was pretty much like if you get both supports, it's game because I didn't know like who was still alive mid fight because there was so many ults. I think like the entire match was just ults dumped like crazy.
It really
Like,
was.
crazy.
Lots of ults
It's
thrown out from
crazy.
both sides. One fight.
I'm like, damn, they got like Terra. Yeah, no, that was the hand of the Nift. I got touched by the hands of a god.
Jesus, bro. I
Anyway.
just like I just
Do you
see
need
some
to
like
do you need to
Chad,
talk to someone about
6'7".
that? Oh wait. Well, anyways,
I
Want
gotta
to
do my
trade places
dailies.
or?
I still gotta do my dailies. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like honestly.
Hey, well, don't worry. The interview is going to be coming to a close. We don't have a lot of questions from chat, so I'm going to head it over to Eric Culver for the final ultimate question
Sounds
that is
good.
asked every single time. Why don't you take it over, Eric Culver?
Mr. Cranky, I would like to ask you,
Because I
what comes next? You know, next 2 hours, next 24 hours, next 2 weeks. You know, is your team gonna win it all? Are you gonna get your dailies done? Are you getting C3 Nibilet? What's up?
This
Man,
camera,
look-
this camera, this camera.
Honestly, I'm just gonna look at the camera. My dailies need to be done. My abyss needs to be done. Sojourn. Scrim, and a whole lot of assignments. God help me.
Full-time student right here, everyone. Once
Full-time
again,
student.
thank you, Mr. Cranky, Jason Bagania, Jason Cranky Bagania. There we go. That's
me.
how it's
That's
titled.
that's literally me. That's literally me.
It's
That's
literally
me.
him. Cranky
It's
Pants
quite literally
himself.
me.
Cranky Pants
my God.
himself. Thank you for joining us for this interview. Congratulations on the clean 3-0.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
have a good night, sir.
All right, I'll see you when we play Val. Anyway,
Of course.
hasta la vista.
Hasta
Hasta
la
la
vista.
vista, baby.
What a
And
what a guy. What a guy.
dude, it is. You love to see it. It's innate talent. It's just something deep inside of his DNA that allows him to shake and then bake like he is, in fact, Ricky Bobby, and he does it. He puts himself in the position for success, and he's supported by that by not only his back line, his front line, but also his entire team, from his manager to the alumni that help him, like Helen, like you, like me, and he's able to take all of that energy and just shove it forward and do amazing things with it. So very much a big shout out to Jason Magana, our player of the match, for this match against WVU, and UHeart taking it clean 3-0. You love to see it. You really love to see it.
Absolutely. And you know, I'm really excited to see what comes in the future. You know, something I heard the manager Derek talking about as they were queuing in for this match was, by the sounds of it, the enemy team was a very high rank on average. I believe they had a GM3 player, a few high masters, and then like one diamond. So there was a level of expectation from me that this would be a difficult matchup for Hartford, but they came out and they just played together as a cohesive unit so well that it was just a simple, clean 3-0 from Hartford.
You might have to be looking for higher scrims here. So if you would like to scrim against the University of Hartford and you're watching from home right now, get in those ELO Hells, get in those Get Goods, get in those GG Boot Camps, all of the above, and start looking for us. We're looking for harder competition at this point. This is a great great marker of success for the University of Hartford. We are now 3 matches in to University of Hartford's NACE Star League run, and it's 3-0 across the board so far. So University of Hartford looking very, very good, and I'm excited to see how next week goes. So if you're an avid UHeart esports watcher, thank you so much for watching on the Twitch. You can see these VODs posted over at youtube.com/Eric Culver. Get all the commentary, get to be able to rewatch it, perseverate about it. If you're NIFT and you want to, not drink alcohol and watch it late at night, would be a fantastic idea to do over at youtube.com/Eric Culver. So thank you so much to everybody for joining us, and join us back next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another UHeart beatdown. Who knows? You'll never know. You got to be there. You got to be there and not be a square, and be there so that you can see whether or not it's a beatdown or not. Three 3-0s to make it a 3-0.
Bye bye.
Maybe
Bye
a 4-0.
bye. Bye bye.
Maybe. Who
Bye
knows?
bye.
Who knows? I
This
see both your hands.
broadcast was brought to you by